What's up, y'all? Are y'all enjoying Vlogmas so far? Yeah, it's a lot of work, y'all. So this video is going to be short but sweet. I want to share with you all my thoughts on Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. This book was a very popular new release that came out in September of this year, and I read it last month in November. And it was excellent. If you do not know, Goodreads says, moving forward and backward in time, Jacqueline Woodson's taut and powerful new novel uncovers the role that history and community have played in the experiences, decisions, and relationships of families and in the life of a new child. Red at the Bone most strikingly looks at the ways in which young people must so often make long-lasting decisions about their lives, even before they have begun to figure out who they are and what they want to be. So Red at the Bone takes place in the early 2000s, and like I just said, it goes back and forth in time. It starts out with the main character, kind of, I guess she would be considered the main character, Melody. Melody is turning 16 years old, and she's having a coming of age ceremony. All her family and friends are there, and Melody is wearing her mother's dress that her mother would have worn for her coming of age party at the age of 16, her mother not been pregnant with Melody. Okay, so that right there, when from the jump, to me that was crazy that her grandparents actually saved her mother's dress and then gives it to her. That had to, you know, kind of play a little trick on her mind, in my opinion. But the story goes on, and the story is actually told in several different, it's several different voices, should I say, to the story. You have Melody, who her voice, you can see she's 16 years old. She's young. She is struggling with the fact that she really doesn't have a strong relationship with her parents, or should I say just her mother. The grandparents, it's the whole generational gap thing going on. And so Melody just is a frustrated teenager. Then the voices of her parents, her mom and dad, they go back in time and tell the story of, how they came together, and, the mother talking about her decision to have a child at 16 and all of those things. It was like they were really we were in their minds, really, as they're looking at their 16-year-old daughter at her coming of age ceremony and reflecting on these last 16 years and before that. And then the grandmother and the grandfather, they also, have a few chapters where we get to know them and some of their past. So it was excellent. This book was well written, y'all. And I know Jacqueline Woodson is usually does middle grade, and I do have on this shelf up here 2 more of her books that I have yet to read, but I was just very intrigued by this one. That's why I picked it up as soon as it came out. But this one doesn't read like middle grade. To me, it doesn't. Maybe older teenagers, high schoolers, but not middle grade. This book was very emotional, because when I say, how they mentioned in the Goodreads synopsis, how a teenager has to make long-lasting decisions, life-changing decisions, her keeping that child, what does her life go through, how devastated her parents, the grandparents, were. And so it was it was a lot to take in. Such a short book, not even 200 pages. I would strongly recommend it. There were a lot of different themes throughout it. Like I said, parenthood at a young age, you know, being, you know, mother-daughter relationships. It was 3 generations of women in this book, and all 3 of them were totally different. I mean, totally different, had totally different life experiences. And they weren't doing a good job with sharing with the next generation, in my opinion. So there's the issue of identity and all of those different things. Also class and race, because Melody's mother comes from money, whereas her dad did not. And that whole dynamic, and it was just good. This is one that you can pick up, read really in a couple sittings, really, because it's gonna go that fast getting to know these characters. So if it's on your list to read, I suggest moving it up your list, because it is definitely worth it. So that's it for me in this Vlogmas video, y'all. What will I see y'all tomorrow? I guess so. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.